Okay, so at the start of the video today, I'm going to show you the answers for Friday's problem, which was you had this group of clocks, okay, and you had to show, you had to choose three of them, and you had to show the time for each of those three clocks, and you had to explain how you worked it out. Hopefully, you guys challenge yourselves by choosing maybe some more difficult times that made you think a bit more, okay? So you might have noticed that each time was a multiple of 5, okay? So the minute hand pointed to one of the numbers, which made it a bit easier for you guys to work out the time, okay? Remember, the hint that I gave you on Friday told you that each number around was an extra 5 minutes, okay? And there are some bits that you should know by now, okay? Like knowing that if it's at 12, then it's o'clock. If it's at 6, if the minute hand is pointing to the 6, it's half past. If the minute hand is pointing to the 3, it's quarter past or 15 minutes past. And if it's pointing to the 9, then it's 45 minutes past or quarter to the next hour. Okay? Okay, so here we had 9:30. Okay, you could tell because the hour hand is halfway between the 9 and the 10, and the minute hand is pointing bang on the 6. Okay, over here we had 1:50. Okay, you can see the hour hand is just before the 2. Over here we have 1:55. So the hour hand is just before the 2, and the minute hand is pointing to the 11. Okay, if you count all the way around by 5s, 11 to the 11, you get 55 minutes. Or if you know your 5 times tables, you would know that 11 times 5 is 55. Over here, 5:15. Okay, this is our classic quarter past, pointing right at the 3 for the minute hand, and the hour hand just after 5. Next one, 7:40. Hour hand is between the 7 and the 8. Okay, notice how it's getting closer to the 8 because the minutes is getting closer to the end of the hour. And the minute hand is pointing right at the 8. Okay, counting around 8 lots of 5 is 40, or knowing that 8 lots of 5 is 40. Next one, 12:20. Okay, just in between the 12 and the 1, and pointing right at the 4. 4 lots of 5 is 20. 3:10 for the next one, just after the 3, and pointing right at the 2. 2 lots of 5 is 10, so 3:10. Next one, 1:25. So it's in between the 1 and the 5, okay? And pointing right at the 5. 5 lots of 5 is 25. This one should have been a nice easy one, right at the 7 and then at the 12. Okay, so right at the 7 means 7 something, at the 12 means o'clock. Okay, so right on the start of the new hour. Now this one might have tricked someone by looking at some answers that I saw. 5:50. Lots of people think that if it's closer to the 6, then it must be 6 o'clock. It has to actually be past the 6. Okay, it has to be on or past the 6 before it's 6 o'clock. Okay, and if it's on the 10, 10 lots of 5 is 50. Okay, and if the minutes is 50, it can't quite be the next hour yet. Next one, 11:35. So it's in between the 11 and the 12, pointing right at the 7. The minute hand pointing right at the 7. 7 lots of 5 is 35. Okay, 4:05 on the next one. Okay, looks like it's almost on the 4. Okay, which means it's going to be 4 o'clock. The giveaway is the fact that it's pointing right at the 1, which means it's 5 minutes past. Okay, it can't be before 4. If it's that close, okay, it would be much closer to the 3 if it was 3 something, if it was 3:05. Okay, and the last one, 10:45. So the hour hand is pointing between the 10 and the 11, and our dead giveaway for 45 past or quarter to is right on that 9. Okay, and 9 lots of 5, if you count around 9 times, you'll get to 45, or you can know that 9 lots of 5 is 45. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some strategies for knowing how to tell the time in different ways. Okay, notice how each of the multiples of 5 in terms of minutes are catered for here to give you a bit of practice at telling each of those multiples of 5, and each of the hours are represented here. So great way to get some practice telling the time. Righto, going to move on to today's problems. Okay, morning everyone. So our first maths activity today is getting you guys to think about how much time it takes you to do stuff at home. Okay, so this is your activity here. So draw in order or write in order 4 events that happen as part of your usual day. Okay, you need to record the following. Okay, the start and finish time of these events using a digital and analog clock. Okay, and how long each event lasts in hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, so I've given you a bit of an example of one way you could go about doing this. Okay, so this part here, so the start and finish time of these events, you can see the start time and you can see the finish time. Okay, that's on the digital clock. Okay, so that's all digital. Notice how this is our analog clock. Okay, now you guys should be able to see the color coding here. Okay, so this is my start time on my digital. Okay, and this is my start time on my analog clock. Okay, this is my, and you can see this here. This here is my finish time on my digital clock, and it matches up with the analog time or the time on my analog clock. Okay, so your job is to do that, what I've just done and shown you how to do, for 4 things that happen as part of your day. Okay, and make sure they're in order. Okay, now you might not know the exact time it takes for everything that you do during the day. Okay, but you can use an estimate. Okay, like a guess, like an educated guess. Okay, and the start and finish time you might not know exactly. Okay, you might keep track of them today because today is the day that you're doing them. You might do an educated guess as well. Okay, like where you just have a bit of a guess that's close to when you do those things or have done those things today. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. Good luck. Okay, this is our extra challenge today. Okay, this is our challenge problem. If you can do the first one reasonably easily. Okay, so I'd love to see lots of people having a go at this one. Okay, because you're using similar strategies to when we were doing addition and subtraction. Okay, so read the extra challenge really carefully. Okay, have a good think about everything that's asking you to do. Okay, you will probably need to draw some kind of visual to help you. Okay, now that might look like a timeline, okay, which is just like a number line only for time. Okay, that might look like some kind of table, okay, where you might have the activity, okay, so you might have the activity here, you might have, okay, the time that everything has to happen at, okay, and you might have the duration, which is what we call the amount of time that has passed. Okay, so for example, the activity that you're actually doing, so the activity might be getting dressed. Okay, the duration, okay, would be 15 minutes. Okay, and the time would be the exact time that you need to start doing that thing. Okay, so that you can get to the bus stop by 7:30. Okay, so have a think about all of the clues that are in this problem. Okay, have a think really carefully. Make sure you take them all into account. Okay, and you need to use, so you must use some kind of visual. That can be either a timeline or a table, or it can be something else that you've done. Okay. So you need to show, you have to show two things or it will be sent back to you. Okay, you have to show what time you should get into bed. Okay, and you have to show your picture or diagram to demonstrate or prove your answer. If you just write down this answer here, then we will send it back as a draft. Okay, looking forward to seeing how you guys go about showing your answer to this problem. So good luck.